TikTok lovers, be aware of what the US government has in mind for this popular platform.
After 25 years, investing in Netflix might be different for all its subscribers starting today.
And I'll have the story behind the building of our homecoming bonfire later on in the show.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Thanks for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Olivia Thompson.
And I'm Austin Wright. It may be November, but the weather pattern is certainly more like spring. We have potential severe weather in the next 24 hours, and it could even spawn a tornado. Weather anchor Gabby Carton starts us off with first look weather. Gabby?
Thanks, Austin. Tonight we do have some cool temperatures and some nice conditions. As you can see here, we're sitting at 74 degrees all around and relatively low wind speeds. But according to the National Weather Service, that's all going to change around 6 a.m. We're going to have this start to happen, some storms. It's going to pop up behind me in just a second. All the way throughout the afternoon, there'll be strong storms all the way up in Gainesville, all the way down to Killeen, which is, as you can see, is a little southwest of Waco. And once the afternoon hits, severe storms are going to start to develop and will last through the evening. As you can see, we have severe storms down near Waco, heavy rains in DFW, and some numerous scattered storms in Gainesville, but all of those are going to bring severe conditions. Some of them are including 60-mile-an-hour winds, scattered tornadoes, and the potential for large hail in many areas of north and central Texas. You can kind of see this curved movement push through, and as we get into the evening, these line of storms will kind of start to dissipate. It will dissipate by around Saturday when the homecoming game is, but as you can see, it's going to bring a cool front with it, and I'm going to talk more about that in my 7-day forecast, but that for now, that's all I have. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Gabby. That storm on Friday has already made an impact here at UNT. The inclement weather has forced the homecoming bonfire to move from Friday to tonight. As Armando Berry has more at the Apogee Stadium, what do you have for us?
Hey Olivia, I'm outside of Apogee Stadium where our homecoming bonfire will take place in just a couple of hours. But before we see it all burn down tonight, let me show you the story behind how the bonfire was built. It's not every day you see a construction crew of college students.
We stay out here 24/7 pretty much for a week.
Talons is the organization tasked with building the homecoming bonfire.
We start the Friday before at 9 a.m. and we go all the way to the following Friday right before the homecoming game on Saturday. And we're here 24/7. We do build hours during the day and night watch at night.
The job comes with a sacrifice that students like bonfire head J.B. O'Pry are willing to make.
We're out here, we're putting work in all week, and we don't really get to do those things, but at the end of the day, you know, we're building something and we're doing something that is really just like the pinnacle of homecoming week.
It's a week of work that pays off when it all burns down Thursday night.
Probably one of the best things I've ever done here at UNT is getting to light the bonfire and like seeing all those people on the hill who are just ready for it to be lit up. They're chanting and cheering, all that stuff. So it's just a really cool experience.
An experience that they know the next group of Talons are excited to take on.
I mean, we get so passionate about it. It drains us, but we do it because we love it. And a lot of people actually come into Talons for Bonfire because they see what we do and they want to help be a part of what we do and just keep the tradition alive.
When you look at the finished product of all the Talons' hard work, it's honestly really, really impressive. Here's a fun fact they gave me. We actually have the biggest man-made bonfire in the country. Anything bigger has been used with construction equipment. But before you guys come out to check out the bonfire tonight, make sure you go have some fun by the Union Mall. Our reporter Talea Munson is there live. Talea, how's it going over there?
Well, Armando, everything is set in motion, and it seems like you're due for a great time over there at the bonfire, but I may have you be over here at the Travel Bash. We're located on the Union Library Mall at South Lawn. We have UNT is showing its homecoming spirit with road trip themed activities such as live music, games, a Broadway musical movie showing, poker, and much more. Come with your UNT ID to participate for free. This event is sponsored by UPC, so come back later in the show and I will have more information from the organizers themselves. Thank you, and back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Talea. Even after all the homecoming festivities, the UNT cheer team will have a busy month ahead of them as they prepare to perform in the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade. According to UNT's Assistant Director of Traditions, Tracy Fryer, this is the first time a UNT Spirit group will take a part in the parade. They were invited by Spirit of America. She also said they have been practicing their choreography for weeks and are looking forward to the performance. They are fundraising on UNT.ScaleFunder and have reached 29% of their $50,000 goal. We wish the UNT cheer team all the best.
With the growing number of students on campus, all the homecoming events will be well attended, and that's great. However, there's another side to the increasing enrollment, where students can live. On-campus housing will soon be open to just freshmen, making upperclassmen scramble to find a place to live. Off-campus housing is now the only option for many. ntTV's Avery Collins has more.
Denton housing prices are up 18% from the last year, and with UNT upperclassmen being pushed out of the dorms, there might be a scramble for student housing within the upcoming semester. But what exactly does the current state of student housing look like, and what does this mean for the future of student housing in Denton, Texas? Andrew with NTX Student Housing has insight as a leasing office representative.
We are filling up pretty fast already, and it's only November 1st. It's been kind of a tricky process. We heard that UNT is only going to be housing freshmen, so we're having all, upperclassmen come and check us out, give tours. So it's been a little chaotic.
The latest report shows that Denton housing prices are up 1.7% within the last month on top of the initial 18% increase. So in terms of pricing, it doesn't look like it'll be getting any lower.
Due to inflation too, because I know all the apartments in Denton are having to raise up their current rent prices, so a lot of current tenants are a little bit upset about that, but we've been trying to explain to them the situation in a clear manner so that way everything is smooth and people will be okay with the price going up because obviously, things that have happened, we've had a pandemic.
Students can check out offcampushousing.unt.
Again, now is the time to think about renewing your lease or looking for off-campus housing to beat the wait list.
Well, Austin, I'm very glad that I'm a commuter myself, but for those students who are going to be getting kicked out, I really do hope they find housing.
Yes, good luck to them all, but at least they will get an extra hour of sleep soon. After the break, we'll tell you why.
Are coming across the country on November 8th, and here at North Texas Television, we'll be giving you live updates throughout the night.
National state race updates, original content on political issues, and bilingual coverage, North Texas Television is here to keep you informed.
We'll also have experts in political science and sociology to share their takes on hot-button issues at stake in these races.
Our live reporters will be covering the evening in Dallas, Denton, and the state capital, Austin, Texas.
Be sure to tune in for midterm election coverage right here on North Texas Television. We'll be going live from 7 to 9 p.m. on Frontier 46, Charter 192, YouTube, and Facebook.
It's that time of year where everyone plays a dangerous game with the flu. Going in uneducated, you run the risk of symptoms like cough, migraine, and fatigue. Don't be like this guy. Combat the flu with cough drops, ibuprofen, and a good night's sleep. Be smart, don't catch the flu.
So a man's been walking in the desert for days at a time. He finally comes across a bar and orders a Coke.
That's not funny.
Eh? Eh?
New U.S. intelligence information has American military officials worried about Russia. The U.S. has uncovered conversations between Russian military leaders on the use of tactical nuclear weapons in Ukraine. CNN's Amy Kiley reports on the situation.
We're concerned about any discussion by a modern nuclear power of the potential use for nuclear weapons.
Some U.S. officials have heightened concern that Russia could use nuclear weapons in Ukraine. That's following an assessment from the National Intelligence Council. It suggests Russia's military leaders have been discussing what might prompt such a strike, according to multiple people who've read it. But the analysis is not raw intelligence or a high-confidence product.
We've seen no indication that the Russian military is making any kind of preparations for this kind of use.
Some officials believe the analysis takes conversations out of context. Others are more concerned.
It might not be just a demonstration strike in the ocean or something like this, but they might actually be used to achieve a battlefield impact.
In a statement, Russia said it only used nuclear weapons in response to an attack threatening the existence of its country. Russia illegally annexed parts of Ukraine this year. It could try to argue defending that area would fit its doctrine, says retired General Wesley Clark.
You'd wait for the Ukrainians to concentrate their forces, and then you'd fire a pulse of these weapons out across several miles.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Meanwhile, new information from the Russian
invasion of Ukraine reports details of an attack on water infrastructure of the city of Kyiv. According to reports, hospitals in the city are without clean water.
Another blow.
Some of the world's most renowned glaciers are on track to disappear in the next 30 years, whether global warming is slowed or not. A sobering finding from United Nations researchers based on satellite data. Among the glaciers on the brink of vanishing are those in two of the most visited U.S. national parks, Yosemite and Yellowstone. Repeat photography documents the vanishing glaciers through time.
Glaciers are one of the most valuable indicators of climate change because they are visible. We can see with our eyes the retreat of a glacier.
The report finds that 1/3 of the planet's glaciers identified by the United Nations as locations of significance are set to disappear, and scientists warn the impact will be felt a world away.
Glaciers' retreat is contributing to about 5% of global sea level rise. The impacts of this melting can be seen in our daily lives through, for instance, floods, as well as coastal erosion and even tsunamis.
Glacier melt was believed to have contributed to 2 catastrophic floods this summer. At Yellowstone National Park, torrential rain and abnormally warm temperatures caused a wave of snowmelt that produced a foot of runoff and dangerous flooding. And in Pakistan, intense monsoon rainfall coupled with glacial melt following extreme heat in the region triggered deadly flooding.
Rain seems to be a common theme across Texas. We are expecting rain tomorrow and likely some this weekend.
I'm not too worried about that, but I think I'll ask our weather anchor Gabby Cardin to kind of let us know what's going on in the upcoming week. Gabby?
Thanks, y'all. Now, we are going to have that rain tomorrow, but as of right now, temperatures across North Texas look pretty nice. We're sitting in the 70s, high 70s to be exact. We see a lot of 77s, as you can see in McKinney, Denton, and up in Paris. Dallas is at 78. Now, as we look across the state, we are going to see some varying temperatures. We actually have some 80s in the mix as we look across the state. We're going to have Austin, I believe, at 81. There it is. And Houston at 78. So all across the board, high 70s, even some 80s. But we also have some outliers in the 60s in Oklahoma City with some very nice weather. But I just want to remind you guys, painting a picture of the storms I was talking about earlier. Remember the storm back in August? Dallas took it hard. They had some actual flooding in their highway system. So as you can see, the average for Dallas rain count last year was 4.82. This year in August was 10.68, so almost double from last year. So we're really hoping that those storms that are going to be rolling in tomorrow don't impact Dallas too bad. But let's get into the 7-day forecast for the Denton area. As I said, tomorrow, those big storms, 97% chance of rain. But come Saturday for the homecoming game, we're going to have clear and sunny skies with a 70-degree high, so pretty nice temperature for that day. Come Sunday, that high is going to increase by 9 degrees to 79. And Monday, we are going to have some scattered storms, not as bad as Friday, though, I promise. And it'll be a little muggy outside with that 81-degree high. Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to have some cloud coverage with highs in the 80s. And then come Thursday, we're going to have some sunny skies again with a high at 76. So fall weather, spring weather, summer weather, Texas can't make up its mind, but just stay tuned with our shows and we'll keep you updated. That's all I have for weather today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Gabby. The weather looks nice this weekend, but what's more exciting is daylight savings, which means an extra hour of sleep. Our reporter Kelsey Clark has more about what that extra hour could mean for your health. Kelsey?
Thanks, Austin. It's finally time to turn back those clocks because daylight savings time is upon us. Sunday, November 6th is the day that we're all going to get that precious extra hour of sleep, but is it as good as it seems? Daylight savings has recently been linked to both physical and mental health concerns. According to researchers at Harvard, the addition of an extra hour can lead to an increase of car crashes and the risk of heart disease. In addition to affecting our physical health, our mental health is impacted as well. With more hours during the day spent in darkness, many people will experience low moods and depression. There are a few methods to help you adjust to setting the clock back. Having a daily routine and an environment that promotes uninterrupted sleep is a great place to start. Well, I'm really excited for my extra hour of sleep, so back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Kelsey. I'll make sure to adjust my clock for that extra hour of sleep.
Yes, and when we come back, we have some important updates on famous social media platforms, streaming services, and more. Pressure is mounting for the U.S. to ban the social media app TikTok due to concern that Chinese government authorities could seek access to private data the app holds on U.S. citizens. CNN reporter Mike Valerio has the full insight.
For Lucy Pro, TikTok is more than a social media app. She calls it her side hustle, a source of income.
As a user, a TikTok user myself, I would just think that, it would be a little bummed out just for the fact because it would be taking away one of my tools that I use to promote my online business that I use on a daily basis.
Yet a growing number of U.S. lawmakers worry about the company's handling of sensitive user data. After months of negotiations to resolve concerns that Chinese government authorities could seek to gain access to the data TikTok holds on U.S. citizens, one of the 5 commissioners of the FCC, Brendan Carr, says the U.S. government should ban the video sharing app rather than come to an agreement. This cybersecurity expert says private data for TikTok users is as compromised as it is with other social media platforms.
We don't see any particular evidence that TikTok is necessarily any more harmful or dangerous, let's say, from our data perspective than any other social media.
Commissioner Carr admits the capacity of the FCC is limited to ban TikTok. It's the Commerce Department or the Federal Trade Commission that have the handle on regulations. With the millions of users in the middle of this, the advice is a proactive approach when it comes to protecting private information.
We have to exercise caution because ultimately their service can be hacked. It doesn't matter whether they're based in the United States or in China or in Germany, right?
I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Let's hope the commissioners and U.S. government reach an agreement that will satisfy all reasonable national security concerns. I know we all enjoy the silly dance challenges and trendy food hacks that populate the app.
In a controversial move, Netflix announced that they will be offering a new subscription tier that uses paid advertising. The new Basic with Ads plan costs $6.99 per month and will feature 30-second ads before and during shows, with up to 5 minutes of commercials per hour. This will be the first time that Netflix will air commercials in the company's 25-year history. Currently, Netflix is struggling financially as the company's stock and total subscriptions plummeted this year. Amazon, one of the largest employers in the United States, will be slowing down on hiring. The company announced earlier today that they will be putting a temporary hold on adding people to its corporate operations. Amazon says the move is necessary due to the uncertain future the U.S. economy faces. The hiring freeze will be expected to last for months. While Amazon thrived during the pandemic, many people were shopping online. That trend has changed as more and more people have returned to shopping in person, along with rising inflation and interest rates. Amazon is not alone in this move, as many big tech companies also plan to slow hiring and cut costs. As hiring slows in the tech industry, employees at the social media giant Twitter are concerned that their jobs may be on the line because of the recent changes in management. In a post of an anonymous workplace platform, Blind, one Twitter employee saw a notation on their boss's Google Calendar, which was apparently left open, saying that a reduction in force review was scheduled. Another employee reported a similar conversation in a Slack discussion about layoff decisions. The new owner, Elon Musk, has yet to make an official comment on the speculation. In another news, Lyft announces they will lay off 13% of its staff, or nearly 700 employees. In a memo relayed to staffers Thursday, Lyft's co-founders said the layoffs will impact every part of the company. They said with the probable recession next year and rideshare insurance rising, execs say that this is necessary in order to prevent further profit loss. The move comes after a number of tech companies reported slow growth in the September quarter. For those whose jobs may be affected by the confirmed layoffs, you might have better luck with the near record-breaking Powerball lottery happening this week.
With the now $1.5 billion after 39 consecutive drawings with no jackpot winner, it's safe to say it's anyone's game at this point. According to Powerball, the cash value of the Powerball will be roughly $745.9 million. The numbers for the last jackpot drawing on Wednesday were 2, 11, 22, 35, and 60, with the Powerball of 23. While many people have gotten close to the winning numbers, including a winning ticket sold in Texas for $1 million, no one has picked the winning numbers. Your next chance to win the jackpot for the second largest Powerball ever will be this Saturday. I'll definitely be grabbing a ticket right after this.
Mark Cuban has bought a new sports team, but don't worry, Dallas fans, the Mavericks are staying put. Cuban announced that he will be the first owner of a team in a new pickleball league starting up soon in the United States. The new league, dubbed Vibe Pickleball League, will get started in 2023 with their draft taking place in Las Vegas in December. Cuban said of the opportunity, Vibe presents an unparalleled opportunity to launch a new pro league that will feature the best of the best in a highly competitive setting. I can't wait to be a part of it.
It's the final stretch of the season, not just for students, but also for the women's soccer team.
And some of our basketball teams are just getting started. You know what? How about our sports angle Armando Berry gives us more details. Armando?
Hey, Austin and Olivia, we've got teams looking to start strong and others trying to finish on top. I'll explain how it went for them when we come back from break.
Can I see your voter registration, please?
How long is...
All right, you're good. No registration, no entry. All right. Let me see your voter registration card, please.
I'm not registered to vote.
No registration, no entry.
Dude, my friends are already in there.
No registration, no entry.
What the?
Join the club. Register to vote today.
The Mean Green women's basketball team is competing on the court for the first time this season tonight against Texas A&M International. While it's just an exhibition game, tonight will help head coach Jaylee Mitchell get a better feel for her team that features 9 new players. Last season's team finished 17-13 and reached the conference tournament semifinals and the Women's National Invitation Tournament. Mitchell will be able to rely on a few familiar faces like post Jalen Mallard and guards Kendall Magruder and Quincy Noble. Tip-off at the Super Pit is set for 6:30 p.m. After beating Western Kentucky in yesterday's conference quarterfinal 5-1, the Mean Green soccer team advanced to fight for a chance to play in the conference finale. 4 different players scored in yesterday's game at the CUSA Women's Soccer Tournament in Charlotte. Next up for the Mean Green are the UTSA Roadrunners in the semifinal round, as both look for a chance to play for the championship against either FAU or Charlotte on Sunday. You can watch UNT take on UTSA tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. on ESPN+. The Astros were the definition of defense when they bounced back in Game 4 with the first combined no-hitter in baseball postseason history. The Stros bullpen allowed no hits for only the second time in World Series history as they defeated the Phillies in Philadelphia 5-0. Houston starting pitcher Christian Javier had 9 strikeouts and is only the second pitcher to ever pitch 6 innings without a hit in the World Series. Astros third baseman Alex Bregman talked about what his memory of the team's Game 4 moment was after the win.
Watching the World Series, we know that baseball's been going on for a long, long time. So to be a part of, just be a teammate on a team that did that, and what Javi and all the guys did is really special. So a moment that we'll all cherish for forever.
Game 5 starts at 7 tonight in Philly. If the Stros win again, they head home with a chance to win it all in Game 6 in Houston. After 2 weeks on the road, the Mean Green football team finally returned home for their homecoming game against Florida International this Saturday. According to ESPN's matchup predictor, we're given a 94% chance to get the win at home. That sounds like great odds for all the Mean Green fans that will pack out Apogee Stadium this weekend. Kickoff for that one is set for 3 p.m. That is your look at sports for tonight. Austin and Olivia, back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Armando. Earlier in the broadcast, our very own Talea Munson was having a great time at the UNT Travel Bash. Let's go back to her to learn more about this event. How's it going, Talea?
Thanks, guys. It is still going great over here. It's 6:30, but there is still time to come and enjoy the event since it does not end until 10 p.m. I am here with UPC organizer Stevie. So, Stevie, how does this event relate to UNT's Homecoming Week?
Yeah, so our theme is road trip. So I wanted to have a road trip based kind of event. So this is called Travel Bash. We have a bunch of different destination themed activities. So for example, right now we have our national parks. We have a rock climbing wall happening outside. We have a Mean Green Gala, a Hollywood room happening with a DJ. We'll also have a honky tonk, a country band playing in the Syndicate, and a Vegas room as well.
That's so great. So what was the process of putting all of this together?
It was a long process, months of planning, contacting a bunch of vendors, and seeing how this event will work and how to have an event that's road trip based.
Nice. And so lastly, what can students do to get more involved in events according to your organization?
So UPC has a bunch of free events for students. You can follow our Instagram. It's UNT_UPC, has all of our events. You can also keep an eye out for any posters on the lawn or anything like that. But yes, all events are free, and we have at least one event per day, so I'd encourage everyone to come out.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Stevie, and back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Talea, and thank you for watching ntTV Nightly News.
Join us again Monday night at 6 here on North Texas Television.